our inner automatism with which we are identified with and which is in other way referred to as the ego. Seeks definitions. And in this way, through the negativity, one creates a frame, an identity. When you're positive, when you're joyous, there's nobody to claim it. It's just there is joy. But when you are in any kind of anger, bitterness, disappointment, guilt feeling, any of the shadow states, it is a nourishment for this idea of the separate I. So it is part of the game that we get more and more into it. And that is where the human being needs to understand something very, very basic. That we need to look, we need to question who we really are. Are we this conditioned, unconscious idea of I with which we are going on holding to? Or is my reality something more deep, something more basic? Till we start questioning, till we start confronting the issues very courageously and plainly, we are caught in this. So, as you could see, that the object or the so-called problem from which it is seeking the hold to be negative changes. But what it does is always hold to something, to feel hurt, to be unhappy, to be disappointed, to be bitter. As one questions and confronts the nature of the reality, at some point or the other you will be able to see that this is our trap. That is why I remind everybody, question, seek who you really are, what your true nature is, what is that what we really am. Because unless your attention comes to this very basic nature of yourself and get familiar with it, we are caught in the game of duality. And game of duality means being unconsciously identified with our body, with our personality, and believing that that is me. The body is part of change. It is born and it will die one day. So it has fear. The personality was developing around this identification with the body, and it is accumulating many impressions, coming into conclusions and seeking factors which are advantageous for the survival. Till we are capable of becoming conscious, till the child grows up and becomes capable to consider, to look more deeply, this is a way in which nature is taking care so that the child can grow roots in the game of the duality. The child can get a certain basis to be in this world, and it is perfectly good. But whatever be our conditioning, it is not only when it is a kind of negativity of very heavy kind or a smaller kind of identification with different lighter corners. It is a certain kind of hypnotic belief in the idea that we are separate from the whole. That is why it becomes necessary for every human being to seek and search and become aware of what are we holding to? What is my idea of reality? How do we look at each other? When I judge somebody, from where is this standards coming? What is the way to really understand someone? And primarily to understand oneself. If you want to understand yourself as you really am, you have to learn to look at yourself without getting trapped in the standards and values which you have collected unconsciously from the family, from the school, from the society, from the media, from the politics, and any of your surrounding connections. All the experiences we make, positive and negative, they all form our idea of who we are, what we are. So, we have to question, is that real? Is that the truth what we are seeing when I look through these standards and values? Or is it a projection through my past and not seeing what I really am, nor what anybody else really is?